What is the most resilient parasite? A bacteria? A virus? An intestinal worm?
What Mr. Cobb is trying to say.
An idea.
In 2001, Christopher Nolan pitched Warner Brothers with an idea. What if you could enter someone's mind and steal their secrets? Originally conceived as a horror, Nolan had written an 80-page treatment about dream stealers, which eventually evolved into a heist film set within constructed dreams. But the idea was too big for the novice director, and it was shelved for years. It wasn't until the massive success of The Dark Knight that Nolan returned to the project. And as he rewrote it, he hit a fundamental problem. Heist films, as he says, are deliberately superficial in emotional terms. And when your entire film relies so heavily on the idea of the interior state, the idea of dream and memory, superficial doesn't work. Now, it's true that the heist genre often prioritizes stylish and playful execution over emotional weight, but there are classics that have a psychological and emotional undercurrent essential to the narrative. But Nolan's task was different. The heist he envisioned wasn't taking place in reality, but within a dream. Within a dream. Within a dream. Amongst a lot of other complexities, this concept also shifted the emotional focus inward, onto a man's relationship with himself and his own mind. So Nolan spent months rebuilding the script around one priority. The protagonist's emotional journey had to drive the movie. Along with DiCaprio, they built out Dom Cobb, the skilled extractor and mastermind of the heist.
I specialize in a very specific type of security. Subconscious security.
But it was his emotional life, his guilt, his grief, his fear of regret that would power the entire narrative.
Do you want to take a leap of faith? Or become an old man?
Filled with regret.
Waiting to die alone.
Everyone remembers Inception for its compelling complexity. Dreams within dreams, time dilation, that ending. Its ambitious sci-fi concept makes us forget what it fundamentally is. A good old heist film. Think about it. It has all of the beats of that familiar formula. The expert gets pulled in for one last job. The crew is assembled. Meticulous planning for the impossible objective, and the job itself with all its tense complications. Nolan does this all with such a clean confidence that you feel like he was enjoying how well the heist formula works. But Inception's concept created problems, both mechanical and emotional, that the standard heist formula couldn't solve. Nolan had to invent new solutions. Let's start with the mechanics. Dom Cobb is an extractor, a professional thief who infiltrates dreams to steal secrets. Now he's been hired to do the opposite.
Inception. Now, before you bother telling me it's impossible.
No, it's perfectly possible. It's just bloody difficult.
Plant an idea in Robert Fisher's mind so deep he believes it's his own, compelling him to break up his father's empire. Here's our first deviation from the heist formula. The objective isn't stealing something, it's shaping someone.
This idea will define him. It may come to change everything about him.
The job requires a shared dream, 3 levels deep. A dreamer constructs each level. The subject fills it with their subconscious, and the team goes in together. The deeper they go, the more time slows. The subject's projections populate each level, attacking intruders, becoming more hostile the deeper you go. So what does this structure allow Nolan to do? The heist becomes a journey into the mind. As well as corporate espionage, we get a good look at the burdened psyche of Cobb. There's only one reason he took this impossible job: to get back to his children. He can't go home because he's wanted for the murder of his wife, Mal, who haunts his memories and his dreams. I have to take a minute to credit the pure spectacle of Nolan's Inception. Some of the technical mastery, both physical and visual effects, elevate standard heist action into something genuinely unique.
Come back.
All made more epic by Hans Zimmer's now iconic score. But what's even more impressive is the purpose of Inception's architecture. Those memorable set pieces and dreamscapes provide Nolan with his complex structure. The emotional through line guides us through the maze. And Ariadne, the architect, is instrumental in navigating us through both.
No, she is not real.
How do you know that?
Ariadne,
She's a unique specialist in the Heist crew.
if you have a few moments, Mr. Cobb has a job offer he'd like to discuss with you.
Work placement?
Not exactly.
She's the one who designs the dream levels themselves. She also discovers what Cobb has been burying, an elevator of memories designed to keep Mal alive in his mind.
Do you think you can just build a prison of memories to lock her in?
She has a dual responsibility: navigate the crew through the multi-layered dream heist, and navigate Cobb through his guilt back to his children.
Truth that as we go deeper into Fisher, we're also going deeper into you.
Heist movies typically feature external conflict, criminals versus cops. Inception inverts this. The central conflict is internal, so the antagonist becomes a manifestation of the protagonist's inner world. Mal is what Nolan calls a shade, a projection of Cobb's subconscious, his unprocessed grief given form. Cobb is racked by guilt after Mal took her own life, convinced her world wasn't real, and the only way to wake up was to die.
We're going home to our real children.
No. Ma, you listen.
The idea followed them back from a 50-year dream in limbo, raw, unconstructed dream space where Mal lost her grip on reality. But that idea, the world isn't real, wasn't her own.
The reason I knew Inception was possible was because I did it to her first.
It was planted there by Cobb in an attempt to get them out of limbo. Every time he dreams, she's there. Not as Mal, but as a projection of how he imagines she'd feel. Betrayed and destructive. But those aren't her emotions, they're his, turned inward. Dreaming keeps her alive, but only a version of her shaped by his guilt. She's not the woman he loved, but how he punishes himself.
You're just a shade. You're just a shade of my real wife. You were the best that I could do, but I'm sorry, you're just not good enough.
Cobb has his cathartic breakthrough. Choosing his children means choosing reality.
Come back to reality, Tom.
He has to forgive himself.
Please.
And this is what makes the film's famous ending so powerful. Does the totem that's defined Cobb's obsession with truth fall? Is he still dreaming? For over a decade, audiences have debated the answer, but Nolan left it deliberately ambiguous. We do know one thing. After spending the entire film desperate to know what's real, Cobb doesn't wait to see if the spinning top falls. In that final moment, he turns away from it and toward his children. It doesn't matter if he's in a dream. What matters is he's no longer a prisoner of his guilt. He's ready to be a father. Letting go of Mal means letting go of needing proof. Which brings us back to Fisher. In a traditional heist, he'd be the mark, the adversary you're working against. Here, he's the mirror. Fisher believes his father was ashamed of him. Through Inception, he discovers the opposite. And that realization sets him free.
That's what I'm gonna do, Uncle Peter.
Cobb's arc runs in parallel. He's kept Mal alive through guilt, but she's just grief he hasn't processed. By the end, he lets her go. Both men are trapped by what they cling to. The permission planted in Fisher's mind is the same permission Cobb needs to give himself. By helping Fisher let go of his father, Cobb learns to let go of Mal. It's the same surgery, performed twice. Inception made us forget it was a heist movie because, well, it was about a lot more than just a heist itself. Nolan's truly original idea that grew into an intricate dream maze has had audiences trying to figure it out ever since. But maybe equally as anomalous in the heist genre was the dedication of the story to a man's personal world.
Come back.
Perhaps the only thing more powerful than an idea is a feeling. A father finding his way home.